Hi Virgo, welcome to your weekly forecast for April 6th through the 12th. We're going to see what's happening for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising with this lovely deck here. And then we're going to pull an oracle card for you guys from this deck here. So without further ado, my darling Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, let's see what's happening for you guys in the week ahead. We do have a full moon coming up this week, so full moons are definitely release kind of energy. We'll see how all that's affecting you guys. Here is your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Really interesting, Virgo. I'm getting like a visual of like I'm not jousting, but like fencing or like knights, kind of like playing, not playing, but like swords, but it almost feels more like a practice, more like a skill drill. I don't feel like they're trying to hurt each other. So Virgo, some of you might be having some kind of battle of, sorry, some of you have been commenting that my hands are distracting. I talk with my hands. Some of you, I'll try to do it off camera. Some of you might be having some like debating or going back and forth. Somebody might be keeping you on your toes this week. We'll see what the cards have to say. I just thought that was an interesting visual to have come up right off the bat. So your first card here is Four of Boons. So Four of Boons is definitely going to be a card having to do with being cautious or being kind of careful with your resources, right? You might feel like maybe you don't have enough. You're wanting to keep something to yourself, or you're being cautious what you're giving as opposed to what you're getting back. This might be what some of kind of the battle or the back and forth might be. Four of Boons could indicate concern with your resources and just kind of keeping things to yourself. See how she's got like the little goodie jar here? Maybe, Virgo, this is a time to keep your goodies to yourself, whatever that might be. Whether it be in a physical sense, whether it be in a financial sense, whether it be in terms of your space and time. Maybe you're wanting to hold on and not be so generous right now, or to distance yourself. Some of you may be making a decision not to do business with someone, okay? You might have somebody approaching you and trying to offer you some kind of investment, or you may have a coworker or someone who's trying to pull you in to help them with something, and your gut might be telling you, you know what, just kind of stay clear of this, stay separate of this, don't get involved with this, you know, kind of don't go into this. So you might be kind of wanting to keep yourself separate in some way, a desire or a need to keep yourself separate in some way, and to be more cautious with what you have and to be more resourceful with what you have. Okay, your next card here is Moonlight. And you guys, those of you that you watch my videos, you've heard me say that when we're around a moon cycle, like a new moon or a full moon, and we're close to that, and we have any of the moon cards come up, or cards that come up have the moon in them, it tells me that you guys are going to be very influenced by that particular moon cycle or moon phase. So this is actually coming up the time of the full moon, and you have the Moonlight or the moon card coming up. So Virgo, you're definitely going to be feeling this energy of this full moon very, very strong. Now, the feeling that I'm getting through it, though, is I'm feeling the vibe of the moon card that's connected with intuition. Not just intuition in terms of spiritual gifts, but intuition in terms of instinct, right? Like if you think about animals, and animals survive and they just instinctively know what to do. They instinctively know when to migrate, how to migrate, where to migrate to. You know, bears instinctively know that the season is changing and they begin to prepare themselves for hibernation. You know, who told the animals to do this? It's not like they just had some meeting where someone sat them down and trained them or taught them. They just have this inner knowing. They have intuition. Intuition is real, okay? We see it in the animal kingdom. And humans also have intuition, but we're pulled away from our intuition. We're taught not to use our intuition, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't send your kids to school, But school, going to school, that whole time we went to school, we're taught not to listen to ourselves. We're taught to, eat on a schedule. We're taught to behave on a schedule. We're taught to play on a schedule. We're taught to memorize and repeat. We're so disconnected from like our natural state, and we're encouraged, we're rewarded that we're doing a good job when we're kind of like on that little path. And so as a result, a lot of us end up getting very far removed from our intuition. Now, you can be on a schedule and still be connected to your intuition. I'm not saying that those are separate of one another, but I'm just giving an example of how even though we have natural instincts, we don't know how to use them sometimes because we're conditioned not to. So the feeling and the vibe I'm getting for you, Virgo, is that this moon energy is bringing you back into that natural connection. This moon energy is bringing you back into your intuition, your inner knowing, learning to trust your gut, learning to listen to that little inner voice that tells you when something is good for you or when something is not good for you. Learning to listen to that inner voice. When we think about the moon is light shining through darkness. And right now is a very unclear time for many people. And we don't all have a very clear path. So by following that light, we are able to kind of find our way through the darkness. Your intuition is that light, right? You might have to focus to see it. It might not be, glaring in your face. You might have to focus on it. But the more you focus on it, the more clearly that you can see. And you're finding your way through the darkness, okay? So I feel like you're kind of honing your instincts. That's the feeling I'm getting for the moon card for a lot of you. Now, it's true that the moon card can also be connected with things like secrets and fear, and things like this. And maybe for some of you, you're releasing fear. Maybe for some of you, some secret is being revealed or coming to the surface. But I just feel the energy around this card, Virgo. For the majority of you, it's you connecting with your intuition, right? Or maybe you feel like somebody's been keeping a secret, right? Or maybe you feel like somebody has not been honest about who you are and something about them makes you feel uneasy. You feel fear in the sense of, let me protect myself, let me back away from this. You're learning to listen to that, okay? You're learning to listen to that. Your next card here is Child of Spells, okay? So Child of Spells is going to be a desire for adventure. It could be a new beginning. It could be taking on some new passion project, something that excites you. Sometimes I see this card as like a second adolescence, like, coming into ourselves, figuring out who we are, what we want, what excites us, making friends, just discovering the world being very, very new. On the other side, on the other side of this energy or this card, it can also be a very impulsive energy, right? And that can feel very, very fun, but it can cause us to fall off track, right? Like, for example, growing up, maybe we just always had that one friend that we had such a great time with, but they had a way of talking us into crazy things, and we'd ended up getting into trouble, right? And your parents even maybe said, don't hang out with that one's a bad influence, they're gonna get you in trouble, right? And you kind of would fall into that. So sometimes when this card comes up, you're being asked to pay attention and to embrace the fun aspect, but don't get carried away. Especially with this moon card here in the middle of the week. Have fun, but don't abandon caution. Don't throw caution to the wind. Don't abandon reason. Stay grounded. Okay, stay grounded. But definitely, I feel like there's an element of wanting to explore. I feel for some of you, this is in terms of a financial opportunity that's being presented to you. Maybe you're going to a seminar or some kind of a workshop. Maybe you're doing it online because a lot of us can't, leave our houses right now, or are trying not to anyway. Listen to your gut. If it sounds like they're trying to push you, in other words, I'm saying this. Some opportunity presenting itself to you, whether it's a job or some training or investment opportunity or some kind of partnership or friendship or relationship, it might not be all bad. There may be a lot of benefit in it for you to walk away from. Like, you might have a lot that you can take away from this. It might, really help you get ahead in some ways. But it's a situation that if you're not careful, it might take you too far, right? So say I'm going and I'm taking a workshop on like business management, and I'm learning a lot of really great things, a lot of really helpful things. And then they start telling me, oh, you know what? For $29.99, we're going to throw in this DVD. And if you pay $100 for this, we're going to give you a coaching group, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And all of our members have doubled their profits in 3 weeks. And they might start like taking me into more and more and more, right? And I might stop and say, wait a minute, maybe I can't afford to pay that money right now because, maybe I paid $29.99 for that DVD or whatever it is, or that online file or whatever it is. But, maybe I'm not going to have profit coming in right away. Maybe my hours at work have been cut. And maybe I need to be cautious and make sure I put that money elsewhere. Or they're telling me, pay $100 and we're going to triple your profits in 3 weeks. What if that doesn't happen? Am I going to be able to get by without that $100 if it's a month or 2 months or 6 months, if it takes me that long? If the answer is no, then that's not a risk you should take. So when you find yourself saying, well, some of this is good, but now they're kind of trying to push me to do more than what I'm ready to do, listen to that. If something is telling you this is not the time to go all in, or this is not the time to go further, listen to that inner voice, right? This could be a good thing for you, but don't let somebody talk you into going farther out than you're ready to go. Virgo, you guys are pretty intelligent. You guys are pretty grounded anyway. A lot of Virgos that I've known, and I don't mean to stereotype, but a lot of Virgos that I know tend to be very business minded or have a good head on their shoulders. So, use your logic, use your reason, incorporate your emotions, incorporate your feelings, incorporate your intuition, your gut feeling, allow yourself to connect with that fire energy, that passion energy to go after new adventures. But, stay in that earth element, stay grounded, right? This is a time to maybe be conservative with your investments, right? This isn't a time maybe to go all out or to go all in. Okay, so, this is a general reading. It may resonate for you. It may not. I encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those may resonate with you more, or they might add extra information. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to click on the Calendly link, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Not to be confused with the astrology link. I'll talk about that in a moment. So you have follow me. Come, this is your invitation to enter the realm of fairy. So there's definitely an opportunity coming your way, right? 2 asks you to keep faith. 3 is the number of learning, ascended masters. If we reduce number 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 is a number of change, of beginnings, of changes. So you are having some kind of influence coming in, some kind of mentorship, some kind of teacher, some kind of, business plan or coach that's coming in. And this card is saying it's good for you. Allow yourself to have the experience, enter this new beginning, enter this world, enter this realm. You're going to be shown a lot of things, but don't get carried away in fantasy. Don't go too far. That's your message. Don't be so, all or nothing. That, oh, you know what? They're causing me to go too far, or they're telling me to go too far. So nope, I'm not going to take the opportunity. I'm just going to pull out. I'm going to drop out of this. No, have your boundaries, have your assertiveness, and draw the line and say no when you need to say no, but stick around for the good stuff that you can take away from it. Okay, so you are being led, you're kind of being guided into this new process or this new way of seeing things or understanding this new world, new realm. It might be preparing you for a career change, might be changing your investments or the way you deal with finances. For some of you, it could be a relationship with someone that's really kind of opening up your mind and you're like, wow, this person really blows my mind. but don't let them push you farther out than where you're ready to go, right? If there's beliefs that don't resonate with you, maybe it's a spiritual teacher for some of you. Maybe there's beliefs that don't resonate with you. I know there's some spiritual teachers, they're really, for some reason, they're super duper about like really kind of embracing the goddess energy. But for some reason, they feel like to embrace the goddess energy, like you have to go out and like jump into bed with a bunch of people. And that might resonate for some people. That they might feel empowered in that way. That might feel like the right thing to do, but it's not for everybody. And you can embrace goddess energy without doing that. So if you're being encouraged to do something that doesn't seem right to you, don't feel like, well, they're the expert, I should listen to them. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. You know, go as far as feels right to you, whatever it is. If it's spirituality, if it's finances, friendship, relationship, whatever it may be. Okay, my dears? If you would like a private reading, go ahead and click on the Calendly link and schedule a private reading with me there. The astrology link is a cool website where there's free resources, like free articles and stuff that you can check out that explains astrology or has astrology guides. And the owners there have been kind enough to offer to sponsor my channel by offering you guys 30% if you want to get a private astrology reading. So if you want your astrology analyzed, you can get 30% off at already very reasonable prices. If you want a private reading with me, a card reading, you can click on Calendly and schedule that there. Don't forget, guys, you can watch the love videos. Those are linked in the description for Love for April. Channeled angel messages will be up soon. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit notification bell and you'll get a notice when new videos are up. And don't forget, every single day on Instagram and Facebook, I post a card of the day with a daily message. I do a fun little pick a card game. I'm going to start doing monthly giveaways on there. So check that out as well, my dears. Thanks for watching. Take care.